The beautiful, tranquil scenery of Vancouver Island, British Columbia. The surf, the beach, the ancient forests. It's just what the doctor ordered for about 1 million people, they tell me, that drop by here every year. But there's another group of folk that I think might describe the lifestyle here with one word: boring. It's not exciting enough. They wouldn't be caught dead here. Well, to each his own. However, it's a good way to describe a car company and a car we're about to drive. The car company is Subaru, always a niche player, but the people who love them, and the people who don't, well, they just don't. Well, Subaru's hoping that the 4th generation Forester, once known as a boxy wagon, will, and dare I say, move the company and this car closer to the mainstream.
Well, we were a niche player. We are specialized with small all-wheel drive vehicles with a limited product lineup, but I would suggest today we're not a niche player at all. We're playing in all the major segments, and last year we had a fantastic year. We sold over 31,000 vehicles. That no longer, in my mind, classifies as a niche player.
Everybody knows the SUV market is hot. Well, this week on Test Drive, we take a look at the newest, the Subaru Forester.
We introduced the vehicle back in 1997, very practical vehicle. It delivered great control, outstanding safety, amazing amount of functionality. What we've been able to do is retain all of those attributes and just build on them and make it into a vehicle now that is just so much more stylish. It's clearly positioned no longer as a boxy wagon, but as a real SUV.
Now, for you fishermen, don't leave home without Forester protection. It'll keep you safe from black flies, mosquitoes, CRVs and RAV4s. CRVs?
We've improved our core attributes for this vehicle, safety being one and performance being the other. Now with the exterior styling, what we've done is we've brought that more into the mainstream in hopes of, it appealing to a wider audience.
Subaru has always been committed to full-time all-wheel drive, but over the years it has resulted in poor fuel economy numbers. But not anymore.
It's a 2-liter direct injection twin scroll turbo. Produces 250 horsepower and just delivers this outstanding performance.
Well, I love the turbo personally. I think it's bold and aggressive. It stands out, but for me, it's what's underneath the skin that really makes a difference. It's the direct injection twin scroll turbo.
Engine response is fantastic. They love the transmission in this vehicle. In the past, people have had this perception that if you get an all-wheel drive vehicle, you're going to make a sacrifice on fuel economy. No longer true at all.
Along with a 6-speed transmission, you can bet that Subaru dealers are thrilled to have a Forester to sell that actually has a power liftgate. And this one does have a memory, so you can adjust the height to meet your own personal needs. And you can operate it from a button on the dash and also from the key fob.
It's a little wider, it's a little taller, it's a little longer. But what we've done is, for the interior dimensions, it's actually grown much more on the inside. So in terms of packaging and usable space, it's grown a lot more on the inside than the outside. We've just made everything a little easier for people to use, for everyday use. It looks nicer, materials are better, and in terms of cargo space, with the rear seats folded down, we are top of the class.
I like the interior in this Forester. It's not exciting, but it's comfortable, well appointed, and you could spend some time in here. But a couple of pet peeves. One is the backup camera, or at least the display screen. It's too small and it's too far away from the driver. It's very distracting. The second is the radio. I mean, these climate controls are terrific, but look at this radio. It's small, little fiddly little buttons. It's old, and it doesn't match the rest of what is a premium vehicle. My suggestion: next generation, blow this away and come up with something more functional like the rest of this car.
We've actually enhanced the all-wheel drive system to provide better control under all driving conditions, including off-road. 220 millimeters of ground clearance. That is class leading. That's a huge amount of ground clearance. It's never designed, this vehicle, to be an off-road vehicle, but it can handle basically anything you throw at it. Recent vehicles we've introduced to the marketplace, like the XV Crosstrek, the Subaru BRZ, Both of those, over 80% of those customers are brand new to the Subaru brand. And I think the Forester, with its new design and outstanding performance, is going to attract more people to Subaru, and they'll discover Subaru for the first time.
Subaru is hoping the new Forester will give new car buyers an emotional reason to buy a Subaru. Personally, I've always liked their vehicles, although like a lot of people, I've found them kind of boring. A lot like some of their owners that I hear wearing socks and sandals. Seriously though, this is the best Forester to date. I love the styling, especially the front end of that turbo. And speaking of the turbo, that's the one that I would pick. And no doubt this car will bring new customers into the showroom. Another thing, I'm always whining about CVTs. The CVT on the new Forester works. Oh, and by the way, never drive a vehicle with sandals on, with or without socks. I'm just saying.